everyone's staring at Vice City. The neon, the beaches, the skyline, but drive north, far north, and GTA 6 turns into a completely different game. Forests, canyons, cougars, and people out there who really don't want to be found. This is Mount Kalaga. And there's one detail hidden in it that might mean this park isn't even part of the state you think it is. Hold that. Longtime fans have wanted this since Red Dead 2. Hunting is officially back, and Rockstar confirmed it on their own website. Mount Kalaga is the wilderness where it happens. White-tailed deer at the rivers. Cougars stalking through the water. Foxes and raccoons deeper in the trees. And yes, this is Leonida, so there are alligators. GTA has always had the city down. Now it's borrowing Red Dead's wilderness. A living ecosystem you can actually hunt in right next to a Grand Theft Auto map. That combination has never existed before. That alone would make Kalaga worth the drive. But it's the least interesting thing up here. And I'll show you why. So where exactly is Kalaga, and how big are we talking? Mount Kalaga sits on the northern border of Leonida, dominating the entire northern skyline. If Vice City is the neon south, Kalaga is the wild north, and the drive between them is basically the whole range of GTA 6 in one road trip. Skyscrapers and beaches at one end, pine forest and canyon at the other. And it's big. GTA 6 map is widely reported to be the largest Rockstar has ever built, and Kalaga is a massive chunk of that non-urban north, laced with winding mountain roads, rivers, and off-road trails. Now, Rockstar hasn't given us exact dimensions, so treat any specific size number you see as a guess. But scale-wise, this isn't a tiny skybox mountain you look at from the highway. It's a region you get lost in, because Kalaga isn't just for hunters. Rockstar's own description calls it a national landmark, with hunting, fishing, and off-road trails, and the trailer backs every word of that up. There's kayaking down the rivers, dirt bikes and ATVs, tearing up muddy backcountry trails, fishing spots along the streams, steep, winding mountain roads that are going to be a nightmare. In the best way, in a storm. Here's where I have to be honest with you, because that's the whole deal on this channel. Some of what's circulating goes further than Rockstar has confirmed. Leaks talk about dynamic flooding that reshapes the trails and hidden lodges tucked in the backcountry. That's not official. Treat it as a rumor until Rockstar says otherwise. But the core, hunt, fish, kayak, ride, that's straight from the source. Here's what makes that wilderness special. And it's not just the animals being there, it's how alive it feels. In the footage, the wildlife behaves. Deer drink at the water's edge, a cougar moves through a river. Animals react to the world around them instead of standing there like props. That's the Red Dead 2 DNA showing up inside a Grand Theft Auto game. Think predator and prey, tracking, animals that spook and scatter. If Rockstar brings even half of Red Dead's ecosystem depth to Kalaga, this becomes the most alive open world they've ever shipped. One honest note, the deeper stuff, animals reacting to time of day, full survival systems, is not confirmed. That's the community filling in the blanks. But what is already on screen, a populated, reactive wilderness sitting right next to a GTA city, is genuinely new. Now, the part that gives Kalaga its edge. Rockstar describes the backwoods as home to, their words, hillbilly mystics and paranoid radicals, survivalists, people who've pulled themselves off the grid, away from any government, deep in the trees. Sit with how much story that sets up. Cults, militias, doomsday preppers with something to protect, in a national park the size of a small county, with cougars in the rivers and no cops for miles. This isn't set dressing. Rockstar told us who lives here on purpose. Which raises the obvious question, what are they hiding up there? And that points straight at the peak. Every Rockstar map has one. GTA 5 had Mount Chiliad, and that mountain launched the single biggest mystery in the franchise's history. A painted mural, a UFO, a jetpack, years of players climbing to the top at 3 a.m. looking for answers. Mount Kalaga is this game's Chiliad. Same role. The peak that dominates the northern skyline. So the question writes itself. Is Rockstar going to hide the next great mystery up there? Now, Rockstar has not confirmed any Chiliad-style secret on Kalaga. That's me connecting the pattern, not a leak. But if history means anything, the top of this mountain is the first place the community is going to swarm on launch day. And I'd bet Rockstar knows that, okay? The detail I told you to hold on to. Look at Kalaga's canyon, those red and white eroded cliffs. That is not Florida. Florida doesn't have canyons. That is Providence Canyon, a real state park in southwest Georgia. Rockstar built their wilderness on Georgia terrain, not Florida's. And here's why that matters. Mount Kalaga sits on the northern border of Leonida, the very edge. Right where, if you've seen my last video, the license plates point to a second state called Gloriana, a state that's obviously based on Georgia. So put it together, a Georgia-looking canyon on the northern border, right where a rumored second Georgia-based state would begin. Is Mount Kalaga the top of Leonida, or is it the doorway to Gloriana? Nobody can prove it yet. This is a theory, not a confirmation. But it's the kind of detail Rockstar doesn't put in by accident. So that's Mount Kalaga, the wildest and maybe the most important corner of the GTA 6 map. Subscribe, because when Rockstar drops the next trailer, we're going frame by frame through all of it. And if you want the full breakdown on that second state, the Gloriana evidence, that video is right here.